For me, the toe-to-toe trophy is that other bullshit trophy in F.I.S.T, because it requires you to perform 5 parries in a row without taking damage, and considering you're playing as a badass rabbit with a giant mech arm strapped to him, it should be a piece of cake, as dealing damage to enemies and parrying shouldn't be a problem when you have an arm that also doubles as a drill and as an electric whip. Annoyingly though, once you start to parry enemies and go for the 5 in a row, you'll begin to smell the bullshit, because, well, you see, anyone who played the game, I'd imagine they'd think this move here was the parry, the one where you hold down L2 and the rabbit spins those sticks. It seems like a legit block parry move, doesn't it? I mean, look right here, I'm holding down the block button, he's spinning the sticks, an enemy then starts to attack, and as they hit me, it automatically counters and parries it. Yet, if you were to repeat that 5 times in a row, you wouldn't get the trophy, and weirdly, in the early days of this game's life, this would unlock the trophy, but for some reason, they patched it out to stop you from doing it this way. And that's because there is actually a proper parry upgrade that you can find as you play through the game's story, and once you get this, you can now go for the trophy properly and try and parry 5 in a row. But as you unlock it and read its description of how the move works, you'll quickly realise that this move is absolutely bollocks. Because in order to parry, you have to move the left analog stick left or right to move into the attack as you're about to get hit, and that is just a really awkward way of doing things, and oftentimes when you try and parry, you'll just end up getting smacked around the place and left looking like an absolute buffoon. So because my first few attempts absolutely sucked, I tried a different strategy of just rapidly moving the analog stick back and forth as enemies went to attack, and sometimes this would actually parry, but unfortunately it just wouldn't do it reliably enough because it's very timing specific to actually get a parry off, so most of the time I'd just end up getting hit, or even worse, dying. This move should really have been its own button, like those nunchuck sticks that you spin around, just a guard move that you just tap at the moment you're about to get attacked. I don't see why you have to be facing away or at the enemy to counter. That's just really weird, and when playing through the whole of this game, I never really went for a parry naturally because it was just such an awkward and weird way of doing it that I barely used the move. Oftentimes, whenever I did do it, it was just a mistake that I didn't actually intend to do the parry because I was probably just trying to readjust my position and get away from a crowd of enemies who just happened to strike me as I moved. Having it on the analog stick just makes the move really awkward and kind of puts me off using it altogether, and when you have to train 5 of them in a row without getting hit for this trophy, it just becomes a bit of an awkward pain. So you're better off trying it on a single enemy and try and hopefully keep them alive without killing them off. Try and use the enemies that throw projectiles at you or the ones that shoot you, as I find it a lot easier to attack and parry an attacking projectile instead of a guy with a sword or whatever. Personally, I managed to unlock it during the Duke boss fight as he shoots you with a machine gun, and those bullets are quite easy to parry without getting hit. But if you don't get it there, you might be in for even more of a pain in the ass time to try and get it. It's not an overly hard trophy, it's just an awkward one that's made frustrating due to the weird parry mechanic in this game. So for that reason, the toe-to-toe trophy is that other bullshit trophy in F.I.S.T. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers!